Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. My name again is Jeffrey Davis, and I'm the host of Radio Entrepreneurs. And you know, every week, more than any other thing, I look forward to the fabulous Marc Z from Marc Z Legal Staffing and the wonderful Marc Z moment. He is going to give us his insights into what's going on and make us all feel optimistic during this time of great change. Welcome back, Marc.
Thanks, Jeff. Great to be here. Continually appreciate being on the show and talking to our listeners and viewers.
Well, Marc, you are one of the planet's great optimists. Can you give us a Marc Z moment and let us feel optimistic about the future, or is that asking too much right now?
No, I definitely am optimistic, Jeff. And I definitely look at this time where instead of looking at what's not happening, let's look at what can happen. This is a time of reflection of your business and say, this is the hand I'm dealt as far as the pandemic, and in terms of at least the next year going forward, what should I be doing to make my business successful? Well, we've talked to a lot of firms and companies and leaders, especially in the last few weeks, as they plan for the new year and the next quarter, and what these organizations and law firms and companies are doing. They're reflecting, what do I need going forward and what do I no longer need? So for example, a couple of areas where firms no longer need help or need to make some changes is office space. We talked to several companies and firms, and they're either going to tweak their office space in terms of needing office space. Some companies are going totally virtual and law firms totally virtual in the new year with the tweak. If they need conference rooms or they need space in locations that are safe, we'll do that with clients. Otherwise, they're saying we don't need space. We're going to look at virtual platforms that are really helpful to clients that don't even want to come to our office again. Other companies are saying we'll have space, but we're going to take less space because we've given employees the option about coming in, and only about up to 20% of those employees are coming in. And even when the employees come in, it's just a small percentage as they want to keep their numbers down. So that is a very big expense that a lot of firms are evaluating, and we encourage companies to evaluate. There aren't a lot of organizations, except for, say, an Amazon that says, well, maybe we need more space because we need fulfillment of orders. So that's what a lot of businesses are doing, except maybe an Amazon or except a Walmart and some of these companies. Areas that you want to think about are organizations are, for example, if you're using a virtual platform like a Zoom, like a GoToMeeting, make sure it's secure. Zoom has a platform that is free to everybody for the first 40 minutes, but is it secure? Does it give you what you need? And it's so reasonable to get Zoom for a corporate account where it's more secure, and some of the other features that it has, it's a worthy investment, particularly where you're cutting down your office space. So those are examples of changes. One, technology office space versus physical office space. That's a big change that firms are evaluating, as well as new systems and technology. That's huge now. A lot of companies, organizations, and firms are looking at technology that's going to really help them with their business as they try to navigate working in COVID.
Right. Well, it's all very interesting. And, you know, I think it's a hard playing field for owners right now. People don't realize how, you know, this is tough for families and young parents with their parents. But I think this is a really hard time for entrepreneurs, and employees don't always realize this. You're an attorney as well. And, you know, I've had employers say to me, you know, I would like to see some rotation of people coming through the office, even limited, because it helps keep us connected, but we cannot demand it because of COVID, and we don't know what the implications are of the law. And they can't even bring up the topic, they feel, with employees because they don't want to be in trouble. I don't know if you have some thoughts about that. I feel the same way. I mean, just yesterday, I asked Nathan, who's our producer, to come by so we could do a little business, but we were behind closed doors between us, a glass door. I would have liked to have talked to him and, for a few minutes. I haven't really had a chance to talk to him in a long time, but you can't force people into these situations.
Correct. There's so many different situations that can create medical issues that it's just outweighs the benefit. I was just on a conference call of about 50 attorneys and businesses earlier today, and a lot of the attorneys and some business people were telling us how much they miss the people connection, being down the water cooler, walking down the corridors, being able to stop by and bounce things off. Even in my own office, we miss that connection. So I think that's really important, but organizations, companies, and firms are going to have to wait because it's just so much to think about in terms of protocols, avoiding being sick. If you're susceptible to sickness because you have an underlying condition, or you could bring COVID into the office, or your social life, what goes on at home, and also the testing, rapid testing versus quarantining. So you have to, at this stage, at least until there's a vaccine and even beyond, you're going to have to look at platforms or other ways to be connected. Or, what we're doing is we're looking at different events, maybe company events, where everybody could be socially distanced, but at least see each other and then connect other ways, because otherwise you go afoul of protocols and what the needs are to stay healthy.
Right. Well, it's a tough time. I did meet with our other producer, Chris Gerald, a couple of weeks ago, and only about 6 times he kept dropping his mask off his nose, and he kept blaming the mask or his nose or something. It was not his fault. So, I mean, it's tough. You try to have a connection with people, and we sat outside at a park bench, and he just had trouble navigating that mess. Thank God he's not able to respond. I know he's listening. So I love these one-way discussions with Chris. They really work for me. But, and I really look forward to our Mark Z moments. It must be a tough time for you because you are the world's #1 hugger. I'm sure you can't hug your kids. You can't hug your parents. You must be squeezing your wife to death. But if somebody wants to connect with you right now during this time, Mark, how would they find you?
Well, first of all, Google Marc Z, M-A-R-C, and the letter Z, and we'll come right up. Or marczlegal.com, MARCZLEGAL.com, and 617-338-1300.
That's great. I so much look forward to my Mark Z moments. But to our listeners, you don't have to wait every week to listen to Mark Z. Just connect with him, and believe me, he'll talk your ear off. That's the Mark Z moment. We'll be coming right back with more stories after this break.